Hello and welcome to round 2 of the Bristol Prime with me, Rebecca Walker. I'm joined as always by Richard Walker.
What up?
The sky?
Wow. Classy comeback.
Thank you. Worked on that all moment.
That would suggest that this was a predetermined skit.
It would.
Which it isn't.
Which it is.
So, Bara Conclave from Eric Visser Martindale and Stark Fealty from Nicolas Boucher. Nicky Butcher.
Nicky Butcher?
Yeah, apparently. What the Londoners are calling him.
Oh, okay.
They're giving him a white London name.
It's quite a London name, isn't it? Bit of a Cockney one.
Nicky Butcher.
Oh, he sounds like an EastEnders person.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, okay. That's
like
the point,
Pat
wasn't
butchered
it?
his mum, maybe.
Okay. I'm with it, honest. Alright, setup. So, that does not look good from Nicholas. That's not good.
What, 2 cards?
Yeah.
Not amazing, especially with one of them being the Umber Loyalist.
Yeah.
Eric setup seemed a lot better with King Renly duplicated, Maester Windermere and the Rose Road. Eric opens with barring the gate, presumably to stop she-bear shenanigan perhaps, or heir to the Iron Throne.
I was going to say, I imagine it's probably heir that he was trying to stop with the setup that Nicholas has got there. He's probably expecting heir on that Alysanne so that he could swap it out for something half decent.
I mean, Alysanne has value.
She does, but when you've set up with an Alysanne and an Amber Loyalist...
I mean, I think Nicky's going to be alright.
Nicky.
He going to get 6 gold.
I mean, the gates... at the gates into Gates of the Moon definitely help with the gold.
I mean, he got tempo plays like Bear Island Scout.
Not this turn.
Yes, this turn. Bear Island Scout doesn't stop you from searching for another character.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking of the other one. Was the other one She-Bear?
She-Bear.
Yeah.
I'm sure he would just like a green icon to just get his crossing moving.
Doesn't that Renly let you put stuff into play?
Yep.
So it's interesting that Eric's playing Barring the Gates in this deck then.
Not necessarily. I mean, you control when you put things into play. Maybe he doesn't have anything worth putting into play.
Maybe. Nicholas using his fealty reduction there to help him play out a Wyman duped with a Oldgate.
That's fair enough.
Double duped Renly. Interesting.
Claim soak sorted. Maester Gorman.
Which one's that one?
Means you can look at the top card of your deck.
Nicholas was wondering too.
It must be really confusing why he just decided to look at his deck.
Yeah. Yeah. I always find the Conclave a really weird agenda. I don't know, like having your cards under there, and I feel like if you're a little bit behind in the game, then you're never going to get those cards out. And what if you really need one of those cards?
You play Archmaester Marwyn, and then you have access to them all the time. You've got another hand under that agenda.
Yeah.
Before Marwyn, it was a bad agenda. Now it's fun.
Yeah.
And it can be competitive.
Has anyone won anything with Conclave and Marwyn?
Yeah, Hannah's won something.
That doesn't surprise me. Oh, and is that a chamber?
It is a chamber of the painted table.
Quite early to play it, especially when you don't have the Iron Throne out, but I imagine all in good time.
Well, Eric doesn't really need to do much to win dominance, I guess. Let's face it, if Nicholas is going to try to get through his crossing, then Eric just needs to leave someone standing.
Yeah, that's true. Well, Nicholas can get through an unopposed military here, using Alysanne and stealthing Renly.
I'm sure Eric won't mind that, with so many duplicates on Renly. I'm sure he can take the unopposed military.
And also it leaves power on Nicholas's faction card for Eric to steal later.
With the chamber, if not power challenges.
Exactly. So we've got unopposed and, yeah, one of those dupes.
So, do you know much about Bara Conclave? If it's anything like the version that Hannah posted, it runs Renly, which his ability is useful for putting in mages into play because Renly's strength is 3. Most mages cost 3 or less, so you can put quite a few of the little mages straight into play. Also runs Mel, the 7 cost Mel, where you win dominance, and then you look at your opponent's hand, and you can discard a card, and if it's a character, you can put it in the dead pile.
How does that help with the Conclave?
We're not talking about Conclave yet.
I know, I was just wondering how if those things interacted.
Wait. So there's Mel, and you also have Robert Baratheon.
Okay.
So it does seem in some Conclave deck they're using different Roberts. I've seen the Fury of the Storm Robert, the Control Robert, used quite a lot. And so you've got some big Baratheon characters backed up with just a slew of maesters to give you answers on demand with Archmaester Marwyn straight from your Conclave. And you can play events like Saving the Kingdom straight from your Conclave, In the Name of Your King straight from the Conclave, as long as you've got Marwyn out. Or if you need those answers, you can win a challenge with a maester and put that answer on top of your deck. Therefore you get it for the next round. And if he had like an Iron Throne there, he could swap it now and draw it the next round. So it's a building block.
Eric, they're doing a power challenge. He stealthed the Amber Loyalist, and Nicholas decided to let it go unopposed, which means that he got the Conclave trigger plus unopposed and claim. And also finally going in for that military, which is defended in full.
So Nicholas didn't want to lose characters. He valued his board.
And then Eric also gaining a power for Dom, but nothing on Nicholas's faction card still, so couldn't trigger the chamber. So it seems like a good first round for Eric.
I mean, Stark have historically been a big problem for Bara deck. Bara Dom decks can't normally compete because they rely on keeping the opponent down and controlled. But with Stark's multi-stand with Rob and Wyman, as well as their ability to populate the board a lot with Beryl and Scout, and then you return to the field, yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, I find that Stark Rush can be quite hard to control, as you say, because of all the stand and things. But as I'm normally the person playing Stark Rush, I don't mind that.
Oh yes, you played it at World, didn't you?
I did.
And didn't even make top 16.
Did you make top 100, honey? Because I seem to remember that you didn't.
I'm sorry, did I irk you?
Just because you're jealous, because I got higher than you in the joust. No, so got an air the second turn then. So that was a good shout from Nicholas, holding off on the air first turn, missing that bar on the gates, managing to hit the second turn, and therefore swapping the Alyssane for Cat, and Cat triggering from the Alyssane leaving play to gain a power. So she is now 6 strength.
Wyman triggered as well, right?
Yeah, and Wyman triggering as well to gain a card. So that's 1 trigger from Wyman so far this turn. Eric playing out Late Summer Feast, so he's going to get a nice chunk of gold, try and populate that board a bit, and maybe set up more on the back row, I'd imagine.
So if Nicky Butcher had his pulse on, the finger on the pulse of the meta, he would probably know that Bara Conclave runs a lot of big characters, unlikely to run Valar Morghulis, unlikely to run Valar Dohaeris. Hanno doesn't run any reset at all.
Wow.
But if you were going to pick a reset, you would probably run Wildfire Assault. So, of course, that would probably give him confidence to leave Wyman and Cat on the board.
What's the location that Eric just played?
Brava.
What does it do?
You kneel it to gain X gold. X is the number of different factions you control. So neutral doesn't count as a faction. But he does have Tyrell, Greyjoy and Baratheon on the board.
That seems good. Good in a Conclave deck.
It costs 3 to put out, but he just gained 3 from it in 1 turn.
Oh, you were saying about Big Mel, weren't you?
Big Mel. Yeah, so she's quite scary to come up against if you have valuable characters in hand. So if Nicholas had a Rob in hand, he might be thinking, well, maybe I want to get him on the board. But the downside of the Bara Conclave deck is they don't really have many ways to punish that by killing that character on the board.
I see. So Eric's sitting on 3 gold here, which maybe indicates, is it saving the kingdom?
Saving the Kingdom is a card. Nicholas milks Renly. Not worried about the Mel. Gonna read Mel now.
No, he's milked Renly. Maybe he's got another one.
That'll make more sense.
Yeah. Yeah, milk on Renly and milk on Mel. So neutralising those 2 biggest threats.
One of the most hurtful things about having Mel milked is the insight.
Yeah. You like your card draw, don't you?
Well, it's very useful in a conclave because you win a challenge with Mel and a Maester, you put the card on top of your deck and then you draw it straight away. It's a lot quicker.
Is that the Art Winterfell?
It is.
And also Northern Armoury?
Correct. No more characters on the board.
No, just an extra dupe on Cat.
At some point you're going to draw some characters.
He's probably got some.
You probably need to draw and put out some little ones because this was at the time the Starks were running a lot of Return to the Field and Heirs to the Iron Throne. Now he doesn't have a real good heir target or Return to the Field target, which is going to limit his plot selection.
So we had military from Renly, which was defended by the Umber Loyalist, and because of Winterfell, it does mean that Nicholas wins that military challenge. Nicholas does have a power to steal, but that's on Cat actually. So yeah, the power challenge isn't really going to do anything.
Yeah, but it does mean Nicholas probably won't defend it and he can get a conclave trigger.
This is true.
But it will be giving Nicholas cards with Late Summer Feast. Which, seeing as he's struggling for smaller characters, I would be less... Well, I wouldn't want to do it.
So we've got a little intrigue coming through here. So even if Nicholas gets to draw a card, he still loses a card.
Yeah, and Eric gets a power as well. So that's a fairer trade-off.
But it looks like Nicholas is not having any of it. Maybe he's got good cards.
Probably got expensive cards. You tired, Rebecca? Or is the game boring you? I've noticed the big yawn you did.
Sorry, I'm a little bit tired. Been busy today.
Like a shark about to eat me.
I did like 2 hours worth of cleaning this morning. I was busy.
You make it sound like it was a special occasion.
It was.
Yeah, believe me guys, it was. Rebecca doesn't clean.
I do. I just normally do it in like little short mini chunks. Over a period of weeks.
Yeah, like 1 minute a week. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
Our house isn't dirty. It's not a filthy house.
No.
Because I have to do all this cleaning whilst Rebecca's out
You little
gallivanting,
bullshitter.
going around town, spreading COVID-19. Right, what was that noise?
That was me scoffing at your ridiculousness.
Oh, I thought you were choking on something. Privileged position to cancel the Northern Armoury.
Ah, that's annoying.
You know, Eric hadn't lost the power challenge.
Sad times. Is he losing Dom either way? I think he is at this point, right?
Who?
Nicholas.
He's only got 5. He doesn't have any gold.
Yeah, so going for the intrigue and using Winterfell to stop any tricks. Does Conclave work on defence?
Yes. Of course, Eric wouldn't be able to trigger it.
Oh, sorry, going for power even. I think I said intrigue, didn't I?
You did say intrigue. So, power, yeah, Nicholas did that to draw a card, I guess. Maybe not, because he forgot about it.
We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. We'll say that he did it on purpose. And that's that. Although Eric now...
Yeah, Eric has 4 for Dom. So he could take Dom in the chamber, but there's no power. So we're done and we move forward. So what do you expect now? Nicholas is unlikely to heir or return. Probably not playing political disaster. I expect Eric to here to serve possibly for Crescent. Get rid of one of those milks.
Nicholas might play barring. Because a lot of Stark decks play barring.
Yeah. That would really go against the here to serve.
Yeah.
So if Nicholas does have barring.
Oh, changing his mind though. Oh, Wildfire might be good. He's only got 3 characters on the board.
True.
It's quite a common reset in Stark if you're running the big cat. Although genuinely try and save her for a bit later.
But, what does it kill? Wendy and an advisor? King in the North into Wildfire. Yeah, I don't think it's an amazing choice of Wildfire, but given that he can't use Return to the Fields and stuff, and he's not going to want to play You Win or You Die at this stage, might be the best of a bad bunch.
Yeah, I mean, typical Stark lists at this time were like Double Return, Win or Die. If you're on a Fat Cat, normally you've got Wildfire in there, Air, At the Gates, maybe barring. So yeah, I mean, none of the options are ideal for Nicholas at this point with such a small board. So Wildfire at least does a bit of damage on Eric's side. And also, generally the initiative from Wildfire would mean that Nicholas got to choose who was first player if he was worried about that. Ah, that's why he didn't hit to serve, because he already had him.
That is not Crescent.
Is that not Crescent?
That's Maester Aemon.
Oh, you know what? When you said Crescent, I was just thinking Aemon. So when you put Aemon on the board, I was like, yeah, that's Crescent.
You plunker.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Crescent's the barrel one, isn't it? What a dork.
We have something else on the board, which I don't know what it is.
Ooh. It's probably one of the Bara Prime cards, right?
Don't know. Could be a Dragonstone Faithful or something. We'll see what he does. I didn't see how much he paid for it. You're going to let's say, yeah, Dragonstone Faithful, I'm going to assume.
Oh, maybe it's from the Euros stuff.
Could be. And we have Fury of the Storm, Robert Baratheon.
Oh. And he's the one that says people can't stand and stuff, right?
He is, yeah.
Okay.
So it's interesting because at the moment, Nicholas has 2 characters of 5 and higher and 1 of 4 and lower, whereas Eric also has, 2 characters other than Bob who are 5 and higher and 3 of 4 and lower. So you'd think Eric might want to keep his big stud, but that would mean Nicholas gets to keep his big stud.
Yeah, but the thing with keeping the big stud is for Stark, you're never guaranteed that they're actually going to stay stood. So, I don't know, he might prefer to keep locations now. It kind of depends. You might just not use him, you might just like the threat. Ooh, duped Rob. Double duped Rob.
Yeah, so
Nicholas is not interested in little characters.
This changes things.
I mean, why would Eric say certain cost can't stand when it's only really going to hurt him?
Yeah, a return to the field on something, like on the Umber Loyalist, you had to discard 2 cards to stand your board. But in doing so, you draw another card with Wyman and get a power on Cat, as well as standing your board. That's not such a bad trade-off.
Nicholas is really struggling for these little characters, isn't he?
Yeah, he's drawn the top end of his deck, because he's 7 cards there of 6 or higher, as well as Winterfell.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like maybe he might have possibly needed to have popped that old gate last turn, maybe, if his hand is that short of lower characters.
Maybe. How much gold did he get this turn? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
He's still got 3 gold remaining.
Yeah, because he used Fealty and paid 5 for Rob.
Oh, but there's King of the North turn, so he's not going to be able to trigger anything this turn.
He's not. He doesn't need to this turn.
True. Oh, but he's playing an event. What we get him?
I am no one.
I'm no one.
Gonna draw some more cards.
Well, he's gonna probably lose this intrigue if he wants to get his crossing off, so. Yeah, so Conclave. And then should be getting the unopposed. Yeah, and then intrigue claim. Nightmares. That's a nice hit. I feel like Nicholas has got quite a lot of little control-y bits in his deck.
Control-y bits. Winterfell. Nightmare.
I've seen 2 Milks, and Nightmares, and Winterfell so far. I know I certainly don't play that much control stuff in my Stark.
So what got Nightmares?
Nothing, that's what I'm saying, it got taken for intrigue.
Oh.
So Eric still has power and military to go. Looks like Eric's having a good old think.
He's having a good old think. I mean, you don't really want a military because it's useless. You're kneeling a character just so Nicholas can lose a duplicate, which doesn't matter to you because you're not running Valar Morghulis or probably the Harris.
Not when you've put out 3 bigs yourself, right?
And so getting rid of a duplicate doesn't matter, so you doing a military challenge is no point. You know, unless you're going to benefit from it by kneeling your opponent's character if you think they'll defend it, but I don't think that's going to be the case.
And also, as Nicholas doesn't actually have any power on his faction card, there's not much point doing the power challenge because not really going to get much.
Agreed.
So we have a military from the non-kneeling Umber Loyalist, stealthing past Robert Baratheon. That's going through unopposed. And what we're claiming. Renly dupe. It's interesting. And getting the insight because of I'm no one. I mean, Nicholas really needs to try and win this power challenge, I think. He needs to try and get back into the game in a big way if he can. So yeah, probably power with Rob and the Umber Loyalist.
I mean, winning the power challenge puts them on terms, right? Nicholas is going to be ahead by the end of this round.
Yeah, theoretically. Once he's done the intrigue.
Well, but then Eric can win Dom and take a power back. Should end fairly even.
Yeah, it's just a small block, so it's not unopposed. We do get claim and renown and more insight. And as we said, that evens up the odds a little bit. But then Nicholas will be able to do an intrigue now and get his crossing. So that's the intrigue with Wyman. Will Eric stop it from going unopposed? He could kneel Renly, I guess.
Yeah, the option is if he unopposes it, he has 10 for Dom, but Nicholas has more, so he will win Dom anyway. So I think I would have opposed it.
Why would Nicholas have more?
Because he's got 6 strength cat.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, is Umber Loyalist 3 strength?
Normally 3, so it'd be 4 with Winterfell, right?
Ah, so he'd only have 9. So yeah, he's done this so he can win Dom.
Nicholas won Dom.
Did he? Did he have gold? Yeah,
Nicholas had
he had 2
gold
gold as well. I
Yeah.
see, yeah. Hard to see on the plot over there. Yeah, that would have meant Nicholas had 11 for dominant. If Eric was losing Dom anyway,
Yeah, I think I'd have probably...
use Renly to oppose.
Ah, but look, Robert's kept the bigs knelt. So maybe he didn't know Renly because he wanted to say that Rob and Wyman can't stand.
Makes sense.
Because although, Nicholas can get out of that, he's not really got any small things that he'd want to sacrifice at the moment, because sacrificing the Unloyalist will lose 2 cards in hand.
Yeah, the bottom line was Nicholas got no benefit from standing the 4s and lowers, whereas Eric got 3 characters to freestand. So
we've got a Winter Festival into Palace of Sorrows. So might be seeing... Actually, no, you won't see House Rock Knight here, would you?
Saving the Kingdom. That's what you want to see here.
Ah, okay. Oh, milk, straight onto Rob. I like Nicholas' little hand wave then. Ah!
He's flapping.
Yeah. Good for Eric to go first here. Make sure that Nicholas can't trigger Rob in the marshalling phase then. So, Palace of Sorrows in this Bara Conclave deck then is due to the Saving the Kingdom?
I would imagine so, yeah.
Okay.
A lot of your characters are small with low strength, i.e. Maesters, so to put them on 3 strength can be good. The only characters it's really detrimental to is Melisandre, Renly and Robert.
Isn't Renly only 3 strength anyway?
Yeah.
Not really detrimental to him.
You're right. And so Saving the Kingdom's obviously really good to any of your opponent characters.
Yeah, I mean Cat with her power at the moment should be 7 with the power and Winterfell, but now it's only 3. So it certainly make it more difficult for Nicholas to push through his challenges. But Eric must be happy. He's found the chair. Got the Iron Throne on the board.
Oh yeah.
And he's also got the Red Keep.
Oh, that's good.
So he's got
that's really good on the Palace of Sorrows turn.
Yeah, he's got the backboard he needs. Another Amber Loyalist.
Yeah, the key is, does this give him the Bear Island Scouts he needs to start swimming out onto the board?
Gives him a Rickon. And a Rickon's good, right?
You're right.
I mean, it's something to sack for Wyman, get a power on Cat. Might not be actually doing anything to the power, to the strength of her, but...
No, you trigger Wyman and get a card and a stand out of him. That's also good. Northern Armoury.
Yeah.
There's now an abundance of effects that can help Nicholas stand in, Wyman and Northern Armoury. He got the choice to do that at any time to stand Wyman. Now he got a Chud to do it with.
We've got Arya, that's good. Bit of stealth on the board will help. Stealth with the dupe, always nice. And looks like it's done there. So we've got an intrigue with not Crescent, Aemon. Shut up, leave me alone.
You are such a dork.
Oh wow, look! Arya's gift.
Oh wow!
You don't see it very often, do you? Onto Rickon, brilliant. No Hand's Judgment.
It's good, all privileged position.
Well, he's got the gold this time.
So this is the big turning point.
Really good. So we had the intrigue then from Aemon, defended with Cat, but because of the Palace of Sorrows, Eric still wins, so he's in the Conclave trigger.
I'm surprised he opposed.
I think he might have forgotten.
Now he's going to have to use the Northern Armoury to either stand Cat or trigger Wyman on Rickon to restand the board and go at it. But he may be just blocking Eric and gaining power before he restands his board.
Yeah. I think I'd been tempted to let Eric do one more challenge before I stood everyone.
Same.
Because that was the intrigue, so he's knows it's going to be the military or the power left. Which you could have used the Ember Loyalists to defend with.
Wyman is far too efficient. Stand and draw.
And the action allowing Rob to work. I do like the combination.
If it was one or the other, stand or draw. Much fairer.
As a Stark player, I disagree.
Yeah, but you're full of shit. That mechanic's full of shit.
They should just make Wyman and Skagos and Mira all legal again. They've got a military coming in from Renly. So yeah, like I say, I think I'd have waited an extra turn for the Rob trigger so that I'd be able to.
You could have just opposed with the Umber Loyalists and then stood them all.
Yeah.
Got a bit excited. Power challenge.
Maybe he was worried that Eric had nightmares or something and wanted to make sure it happened before Eric could stop it. So if he does use 2 characters to defend here, it means that his crossing won't be as easy to get off. Though he does have the Northern Armoury. I think I'd be tempted to defend. But then saving the kingdom's an issue, isn't it?
No, not really. He defended. This is fine.
Yeah, I'm surprised he used those 2. I've been tempted to use Wyman just because worst case scenario I can sack a number loyalist to restand Wyman to use him for challenges.
You lose a card, but you get potentially more challenges. He's kneeling at his board, which makes him a little bit more susceptible to Robert. However, I'm pretty sure he's got a return to the field coming next round. He's going to restand his board if he needs it.
That makes sense. So we've got the military and kneeling the Winterfell to stop any shenanigans. And then whilst that Winterfell is knelt, because of the Winter plot, it means that he can use the Northern Armoury and restand Rob. The military is going through unopposed.
Why did he do that in the middle of a Winterfell challenge?
Maybe to stop Eric from countering it with anything.
I mean, privileged position wouldn't have worked because Eric lost the power challenge.
He just killed Renly. That's weird.
Maybe he's given up on trying to find Crescent and thinks his chuds are a better way to win this game, keeping them stood. To keep the big note.
Yeah, maybe. So an intrigue challenge. She can use the Maester to defend if he wants, but it looks like he's not. So unopposed.
You want to win the power challenge, which he can do.
Yeah. Ah, so we couldn't use that because of the Winterfell.
Use what? In the name of the king? I thought you said that was power challenge. Oh, military.
Yeah.
Got it,
When he did the military earlier.
Power, you should probably oppose with the Gorman.
Gorman and Rob, right?
Nah, just Gorman because you've got the red keep. Gives you 5 strength on defence. This is the good thing about Sorrows and the red keep. So you can defend with just 1 character and you still win.
Did Eric forget that? It doesn't seem like the kind of thing he'd forget. Because it's the crossing challenge, does it boost?
No, because it gives your character plus 2 strength.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So it just stays on 3.
Maybe he wanted the renown.
Yeah, perhaps.
So Eric defending, which allowed him to trigger the Conclave. However, Nicholas still getting the Winter Festival. Eric winning Don and using the Chamber. And so it's balancing out the power totals a little bit closer. That's what we're saying.
Only chuds are standing.
Only chuds are standing. Although Eric's forgotten to stand 2 of his chuds.
Wow.
No. I feel like that kind of says, I'm playing a reset. Don't you?
Does a little bit. Oh, Wildfire, they're going to die. I'll just leave them.
Wildfire against Nicholas now would be amazing.
It would be very good, because surely he'd keep Rob, Wyman and Cat. 2 Umber Loyalists mean clear out his hand.
Yeah.
Forcing him to kill one of Rob, Wyman or Cat to make sure he has cards.
He's only got 2 cards in hand though.
Oh,
so yeah. So yeah, if Eric can clear the board now. Oh!
Even better.
Yeah. But Nicholas gets initiative. So make himself first, which makes sense.
Maybe you sack the Umber Loyalist, get rid of your hand and then draw up.
Yeah, so with the ordering on the plot, on the reactions and things, so you'd have return to the fields on the ones that you're returning, which we assume will be Umber Loyalists plus one of those bigs, would make sense, I guess.
Yep.
The Umber Loyalists would trigger first, because they're forced reaction. Yeah, forced interrupt, that's it.
So they both trigger, you get rid of 4 cards.
But
The
because
effect resolves, they are discarded into the discard pile, then you gain your gold and draw cards. And trigger Wyman.
And because he's only got 2 cards in hand.
And Cat. And Rob.
Yeah, so he's got 2 cards in hand. So those 2 would go. You'd lose the 2 cards. Then you can react with Cat and Wyman, basically. And Rob as well.
Yep.
But it makes sense to get rid of one more. So this is like really tricky, I think, actually, because you've got Rob and Cat, both power on them and dupes. And Rob is helping with the whole Robert Baratheon thing. But then Wyman's obviously allowing Rob to work and draw your cards. Which one would you keep out of those 3?
I think you get rid of Rob, even though he's got renown.
Yeah?
Cat's a source of power gain, but only with Wyman or Sack Outlet. Rob's good, but only with Wyman. So I think you keep Wyman and just keep drawing cards.
Yeah.
Because the stand action can be useful in crossing as well. I think I would keep Wyman and Arya.
Yeah, I think Wyman and Arya are fair. I think Rob's also a fair option.
If you don't want to lose the renown and you value the duplicates.
Yeah, because you've already lost 2 renown to Cat. I don't know. I think it's a really tricky one. Also, the problem with if you lose Rob, that's a double dupe drop, so you're definitely not going to find another one. Whereas if you lose Wyman, you might.
You might also value the renown. What's going on here?
They were asking about how Return to the Fields works.
Okay.
With the Umber Loyalists. Okay, so we've returned Cat and the 2 Umber Loyalists. Then react with Wyman and also reacted with Rob. And then the Valar Dohaeris happens, 1 Wyman on the bottom, 1 in the discard. So looks like Eric is keeping Aemon and Robert Baratheon.
The Aemon that should be stood.
The Aemon that should be stood. Good point.
But that can make a difference if Nicholas does a military challenge.
Which he's probably going to, because he's crossing, right?
Yeah. Well, it could be a bad oversight. And it's both players' responsibility to maintain the integrity of the game.
I mean, it's 1 turn. We'll see if it makes much of a difference.
Yeah,
but obviously with the boards being a lot smaller, there's more chance of it making a difference. But it's interesting that Eric runs Valar Dohaeris in this deck, considering with the Mel and the Rob and the Renly. Maybe it's to sort of lure your opponent into a false sense of security.
Well, that worked.
It definitely worked. It's the Art Winterfell Steward, right?
It is.
From Euros.
Yeah, the only problem for Eric is Nicholas managed to draw into a whole bunch of cards.
Oh, I'm going to get some more now. So Bear Island Scout.
Playing a wildfire would have been so much better. Because then, although you don't get rid of the Wyman cat and Rob, you can maybe hope to control them a little bit. Because you've made sure that Nicholas only has 2 cards to play with. Well, 3 because Wyman.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's tough.
So using a Bear Island Scout into a Bear Island Scout, and then the other Bear Island Scout into a Daisy. So despite the Valor, Nicholas now has 6 characters back on his board. No intrigue icon at this moment, which does tend to be Stark's weakness when it comes to any kind of crossing. Oh yeah, he's not playing crossing, he's playing Fealty, isn't he? I was talking about him playing crossing earlier.
So was I.
What a pair of dorks we are.
Well,
sorry guys.
I think Nicholas spent so much time playing Dark Crossing.
Yeah, in fact we mentioned crossing so many times this game, haven't we?
What a pair of fucking idiots.
Yeah. Sorry guys, we obviously haven't got a clue what we're doing.
It quite clearly says crossing though on the editing, so maybe when you put the editing out, you just change it to Stark Fealty.
Yes, it totally says crossing right now and not Fealty. Yeah. It's a good thing that we don't do this on a regular basis, son.
I'm going for a nap.
You might as well have been. Okay, so we didn't have an intrigue icon going onto the board, but it doesn't matter because he's not playing crossing, as we've just realised, because we're that good at this commentating business. But Nicholas does have a nice big board of characters. Daisy's going to be 7 strength, so that should help him get through what he needs to.
We're in the challenge phase.
I believe so.
Eric's finished marshalling.
That's sad.
Looks like the tide has turned. Now I only see Nicholas winning.
Eric's just sitting there like, oh.
Yeah, sorry, Eric.
Oh, give it a turn or two.
The military challenge is going to matter in this game. Because something's going to die, yeah.
So we've got a power, which is won by Nicholas. And then the military coming in from Daisy for 7, as mentioned earlier. So yeah, Eric can't win this. So as we say, that Aemon should be stood, and that would probably affect
the claim
and everything really. It might have affected whether or not Eric actually defended it. So the players did question about the Aemon here. But basically, they decided that they couldn't remember whether or not it should be stood. So they'll just leave it as is.
Oh well.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair.
What's done is done.
Yeah. It's tricky, isn't it? Because if you're really not sure and you genuinely can't remember, it could be a big difference if they're wrong and it should be nil.
I think Nicholas probably had the game in the bag anyway.
Oh, we've still got like a good 10 minutes left, Richard.
Yeah, but it's 11-6, then you've got a board.
Yeah, Eric might come back. He's a good player.
You need a fucking miracle. He needs more cards in hand and he needs a shitload of money. He's got loads of money now and hasn't been able to spend it. He can slow down with the table and chair, but he can't slow down the size of that board with 2 renowns on it and Stell.
There's only 1 renown because Rob's been milked.
Has he? Oh, yeah, there's a little maester on him. Parlay!
That is a good choice. Stopping that power claim on a 2-claim plot.
Or military.
Nah. Got to be power, right? When Nicholas is this close.
Good stall, because you're going to win Dom and take a power from your opponent, so that's like power claim.
Exactly.
Nicholas is going for the military renown on Daisy, I imagine them. Also, it ensures Eric gets his red keep draw.
Yeah, that's true. Did he get it last turn?
Ah!
I don't think he did he?
Lost a power challenge, didn't he?
What does Bravos do again?
Kneel it to gain X gold. X is the number of different factions you control among the characters.
Okay.
That's not the exact wording.
But it's something along those lines.
Yeah.
It's fair enough. I keep seeing it now, and I'm like, what does it do again? So we're on to Nicholas's marshalling. He gets the 2 extra cards from Win or Die. Where he found his Wyman.
Why, man?
That's the intrigue icon he needed. If only just to get an extra challenge through. Otherwise he was only doing 1 challenge this turn.
I feel like Nicholas is very dupe happy. I don't feel like he needed to put that 3rd dupe on Rob when he did. I don't feel like he needed to put the extra dupe on Arya. I certainly didn't need to put the 3rd dupe on Winterfell.
Yes, but he's just played Win or Die, so he's going to lose all those cards.
Yeah, I didn't mean to like the previous round.
Yeah.
They're like, Intrigue Claim Soak is good.
Yeah. No, he definitely played extra copies on Rob, what I wasn't expecting. I know playing with you, you generally say to me, don't put 2 dupes down, like try and keep 1 in hand. Because if there's like a Valar D, then at least you've got a copy in hand that you can play out immediately. Or it can be worst case Claim Soak for Intrigue.
Of course, you Win or You Die makes sense. But even if you've got an event that you want to use in hand somewhere in the challenges phase or up to taxation, you can just pad it out by keeping those dupes because you're not going to need them. No. Especially like the one for Winterfell, it's just dead.
So, Eric's played out Liza Aaron.
Yeah.
Nicholas doing... I was very excited about that. Nicholas doing the military with Arya, stealthing past Rob. Bob, even. It's very confusing when there's like Robert Baratheon and Rob Stark. Nightmaresing Liza Aaron. So that's going to stop her from doing any mean stuff. So Aemon to save himself and the dupe off of Bob. Then we've got the intrigue from Wyman. I guess just use Liza.
Yeah, I wonder why he didn't do the military with Daisy. Get that renown.
Maybe he forgot. Yeah, that would make more sense. Maybe he wanted her for the defense? Defend power?
There won't be a power.
Oh, yeah. Just ignore me.
You just get rid of In the Name of Your King. Why didn't you play it?
I think he was saying that he forgot. I think maybe he's slightly tilted.
Yeah, possibly. Just, looking at that board, looking at your own board. You triggered the red keep. Dominant? Yeah. Slippery slope now.
Oh, maybe that's why Nicholas wanted to keep Daisy standing to make sure he won Dom. Oh, barring the gates.
Oh, Palace of Sighs.
You're a little shit. So, barring the gates here. Probably not going to do too much against Eric this turn.
So what can Eric do to rescue this situation?
Survive a turn, then reset.
I mean, that could help slow down Nicky Butcher.
Yeah, Nicholas just needs to get, renown on Daisy. That'd be 13. And then power claim 14. And unopposed of some sort. If that's at all possible. Though considering the fact Eric is saving that much gold, I think it's going to be possible.
Yeah. So, it was a good game though.
There's like 5 minutes left.
I think it was a foregone conclusion. Rebecca.
I mean, it's not looking ideal for Eric, is it?
So, tell us more
And
about
that cat!
these tournaments we're going to attend and record videos for our Patreon.
Yeah, well, obviously, the world is just crazy at the moment, so we are not attending any tournaments for the foreseeable future.
Maybe you should enter an online one and we'll record it.
Maybe.
That's a good idea.
Since you're already in an online tournament.
No, not that one.
Maybe
that's half done.
Maybe we could do your game, because your first game hasn't even happened yet, honey.
No. There you go. Concede. Game over.
Ah, there you go.
Well, you going to do a spiel?
Oh, I didn't know if you wanted to carry on talking about online tournaments.
Thanks for supporting us. You go to Patriot.com and...
It's not Patreon! Fine, I'll do the spiel. Thanks for watching the video. If you'd like to support the channel, you can do so by going to patreon.com/The White Walkers. And we'll be back with round 3. We do have quite a few videos from this tournament, so hopefully that will keep us going for a little while until we can start getting some other videos for you guys. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye!
Bye.